Well, here it goes, my first YouTube video. See where this goes. I had originally intended for my first YouTube video to be an introduction to me, but that never materialized. Sorry about that, damn stutter. Should probably point that out first because that's probably going to come up a bit. I tend to stutter a little. I also have Tourette syndrome, so if I make any noises or some twitches or something, that's what that is. I also have Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, and OCD, more of which I'll probably get into for this video. This video is not the introduction I meant it to be, my first video to be. It's actually about what I've been calling my fitness journey, which started a year ago today. So it's a 1 year anniversary thing. Figure, what the hell, instead of just tweeting about it like I usually would, make a YouTube. Quick disclaimer, I'm new at this. It's my first time doing a video like this. It's probably going to be crap, but I'm going to do my best with it. So just bear with me, the Tourette's, the stutter, what's probably going to be some very terrible editing. Best I can do is do it on my iPad after this. And yeah, I know my voice is crap. I hate the sound of it. It's one of the reasons I keep putting this off. But it's something I'm going to have to deal with like everything else. I could probably edit out the Tourette's and the stuttering, but I don't know. I think I might leave some of it in because it's who I am. It's what I am. To start, my fitness journey. So, a year ago today, I started to go to the gym more often and eat a lot better than I was before. I had been going to the gym a little bit up to that point, but only about like once, maybe twice a week, if at all. And had been doing that for about a year or two before the pandemic. Yeah, then of course, during that I didn't go at all. Then a little after they started opening the gym up again, I went back to, you know, day or two a week, if at all. It got to a point where I really wanted to make a plan to actually better myself, get healthier. But that's not something I've ever been very good at. I always thought to myself I would do that, but I'm terrible with procrastination. And of course, the Asperger's, the Tourette's, that tends to affect me a lot. However, I also know how my Tourette's, Asperger's, all the rest, I know how they work. I know that if I get into a habit of something, it's really hard to break that habit. If I divert from that habit at all, it really bugs the hell out of me. But I thought I might be able to use that to my advantage a little in terms of going to the gym. So I made a plan. To start, I just to prove to myself that I could get to the gym on a regular schedule every day for about 5 days a week. I could. So starting on Monday, June 6th of last year, I set a plan in motion to go to the gym all 5 days, Monday through Friday. Just nothing too big, just really just like 30 minutes of cardio is what I did. I just did 30 minutes on like the stationary bike or whatever. And did that. I set that goal for myself for that week. And I did it. Monday, went in, 30 minutes, done. Tuesday, done. Wednesday, so on. Friday, I did up all the way up through Friday. And Friday, I actually did do a little bit of weightlifting too, just sort of a celebration since I actually set a schedule and stuck to it. And that not only proved to myself that I could do it, I could set a gym schedule like that and stick to it. It also helped me form a new habit. Like I said, I could take advantage of my disorders a little and how I know they tend to work and sort of use them for good. After that, I set a regular gym schedule. It was just nothing too big. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week, every week from then on, which I stuck to. I stuck to that for actually quite a while, like a month or two. So I stuck to that for several weeks, to the point that I really had formed a new habit. And if I had missed a day, yeah, it bugged the hell out of me. Uh, like I said, I know how my disorders work. I was able to work them to my advantage for once instead of them taking advantage of me. And that's just how it started. I got so into it to the point that I actually started getting bored Tuesdays and Thursdays not going to the gym. Uh, so I expanded my gym week from 3 days a week to 5 days a week. And I stuck to that. And And even at the beginning when it was 3 days a week, I also tacked on 30 minutes of cardio on the stationary bike. I kept that from that first week, and just kept doing that at the end of each weightlifting workout. So Monday through Friday, kept it going. Several more weeks went by, 5 days a week, every week. Those workouts, 30 minutes of cardio at the end. Eventually, I even added to the cardio, not just 30 minutes on a stationary bike, also added 10 minutes on the stair machine. But I still wasn't quite ready for the treadmill. My stamina has always been terrible. That's another thing that sort of kept me out of the gym for a long time. I just never had any faith in myself and what I could do. But the more I went to the gym, the more I worked out, better my stamina got. I sort of added the treadmill a little bit at one point, but I don't know, I had kept getting shin splints, so I didn't do too much. I just stuck with a stationary bike and stair machine, and eventually started getting bored on Saturdays too, and Sundays. But I knew I needed a rest day, so I ended up expanding my workout schedule again from 5 days a week to 6, Monday through Saturday, every week. So several months passed, and in October, so when I was going to the gym all that time, I was going to Planet Fitness. Say what you want about it, it was fine. It was for what I needed it for. It was fine. It's only $10 a month, and like I said, when I started out, I was only going like 1, maybe 2 days a week, if at all. So $10 a month, not bad. But when I got to the point that I was going 6 days a week, I needed something a bit more than Planet Fitness. I need something a little bigger, something a little more high end, but not super high end. So in October of last year, I switched to 49ers Fit. One of the reasons I chose that one was they offered free classes. It's just the classes are included with membership, and one particular class that caught my eye was the strike classes. Boxing for cardio, which is something that I had kind of sort of looked into, just as not a super serious thing, but as a form of cardio. Always thought it looked interesting. Thought it might help with my stamina a bit, and this gym offered those classes. So I switched over. I've been doing those strike classes 3 days a week since, but I really enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I did. Uh, Actually enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. Sorry, there's the Tourette's. Was really do get in the way sometimes. Anyway, so where was I? So anyway, while going to the new gym, I changed up my workout routine. They have private coaching there, which unfortunately I can't really. It costs extra, unlike the classes, and because I'm not really working a lot, although I am looking, I wasn't really able to. I haven't been able to afford that. So when I first started working out, I was a little over 220 pounds, and my goal was to get below 220, which I actually did at the end of that first week. But I didn't stop there, of course. Like I said, I kept going, built up a schedule, kept going in. First 3 days a week, then 5 days, now 6 days. 1 year later, I've lost, wow, a lot. Like I said, I was a little over 220 when I started. I've gone down to like 189. And that to me is just mind blowing because I didn't think I would ever get that low, like at all. I still have a ways to go though. I mean, I'm currently in a cut right now because it's got a little bit of pudge left to lose. And I've been putting on a lot of muscle in the process too. I know this doesn't look like much, but it's a lot bigger than it used to be. I put on more muscle. I'm showing a lot more definition than I used to. I still got a ways to go, of course, but like I'm looking in better shape than ever in my life. It has done a lot more for me. Working out has done a lot more for me than I thought it ever would. And I'm still going. Still got more weight to lose, probably more muscle to put on, but I'm getting there. My workout routine is shaken up a bit. Instead, it's just working certain muscle groups On certain days, I'm doing a push day, a pull day, 2 different leg days. The strike classes, the boxing for cardio. I got way more into that than I was expecting. I'm taking 3 a week. Monday afternoon, Wednesday morning, Thursday afternoon. It's just part of my routine now. That's in addition to the usual like weightlifting I do each of those days. And God, I am just way, way into that. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but it surprised me how much I'd be into that because boxing is not something I ever really considered as like a serious thing because I always sort of underestimated myself and how I might do in that sort of situation or in a fight at all. Like because the Asperger's and everything, I always figured one shot to the head, even a soft one, I'd drop into a ball on the floor and have a panic attack. Now I'm not so sure about that. I'm thinking about it way more seriously as a thing. Like even sparring was something I didn't think I'd be willing to do or be good at. But I think if I did do it, I might actually be okay with it. I'm getting ahead of myself. I still kind of suck at it. I need a lot of work first. But I think there might come a time when I am ready for that. Even actual like boxing itself, even just, as a once in a while thing. But I got ways to go before I get to that. But that brings me to another point about something about my fitness journey that's proven to be very important, and that's setting goals for myself. Like I said, this whole thing started when I set the goal for myself to do 5 days straight of 30 minutes of cardio each day, stick to it, prove to myself that I could do it, get in that habit and keep on going, which I did. And I kept going. And at first, the only other goal I had for myself really was weight loss and maybe building some muscle. But one thing I know about myself is I can't give myself just one goal. Because if I only give myself just one goal or maybe just one, two or three, I know if I reach those goals and I don't have any other goals set for myself, I'm just gonna be sitting there like, okay, now what? It's like I have no other goals to shoot for, and I don't know what else to do at that point once I hit those goals. And I was reaching the few goals I had already set for myself: the weight loss, the building muscle, the going to the gym regularly. So I started setting new goals for myself. My stamina was also getting way better from the cardio, and then the strike classes have actually done a lot for my cardio too. I think even more so than just like 30 minutes on a stationary bike. Eventually, I switched to the elliptical for my 30 minutes of cardio, but I eventually stopped doing that. I was good with just the strike classes, and I did start using the treadmill more often. Still had a slight problem with shin splints. I mean, that's always been sort of an issue with me in running, but I was running still better than I used to. It used to be I could barely run a quarter of a mile, if that, before I had to slow down, walk, because I started getting winded. Like, I just couldn't go that far running or even jogging. It got to a point where I knew my stamina was at the point where, yeah, I could probably do at least a mile on the treadmill once in a while, which I did. But like I said, shin splints. Plus, the treadmill, I mean, maybe this is an ADHD thing, but the treadmill is so repetitive. Just, running in place, staring at the same thing. And with my ADHD, it makes me really lose interest really quick. So I switched it up. And when the weather got better, I started doing outdoor runs. There's a trail nearby, not that close to the gym, but still close enough that I could drive to that from the after the gym and run that trail. It's about a little over a 2.5 mile run, and I did fine, which is something I never thought I'd be able to do. Like I said, barely quarter miles what it used to be, but I was at the point where I could do at least a mile just jogging, and that was on the treadmill. And then when I thought I was ready, did the 2 mile creek trail run, and I did fine. I mean, I did okay. It was only about like 12, 13 minutes a mile, maybe, which is a little better than what I used to have been able to do before. I realized that my running had improved a lot, but I still needed another goal to set for myself to keep me running, to keep me bettering my run times. Because, like I said, if I don't have constant goals set for myself, then as soon as I meet one, it's like, now what? And I just stop. I just full stop. So I entered myself in Beta Breakers, which, if you don't know, is this annual thing they have in San Francisco. It's a 12K. But when I signed up, I was at the point where I felt, yeah, this is something I could absolutely do. I was running those 2 miles at the Creek Trail enough and well enough. I was comfortable signing up for a 12K. I was doing well. My legs weren't a problem anymore. I was running better than I ever have. My stamina was great. And when Beta Breakers came around, I killed it. I think I believe, according to my stats, my average run time was just over 11 minutes per mile. And like I said, this was a 12K. But I was surprised to find that I had run each mile at about a little over 11 minutes each. And I've been signing up for other runs since. I have another one coming up called Wharf to Wharf. It's about a 6 mile run from Santa Cruz Wharf to Capitola Wharf. And really my biggest goal in terms of running, my main goal I want to reach someday, run Disney. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's these runs they do it actually, well, around Disneyland, not through it usually, and at Disney World, but they got a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon, which they're coming back to Disneyland finally after being on hiatus for a while, because of the pandemic and all. I wasn't able to sign up for the next one because, damn, those runs are pricey. I was originally just gonna sign up for the 5K because I figured, well, yeah, that's probably one I could probably do, but at this point, I probably could do up to the half marathon, but it's expensive, and that's probably one of the things putting off that goal. As far as being able to actually run them, yeah, I think I can do that, but being able to actually pay for it and do it is another thing. But if I ever get that chance, yeah, that's a goal I should be able to reach, but it's not reached yet. Just one more goal in a long list of goals that I've set for myself. So once I get to one, I still have others pushing me forward, because that's something I need. I need to keep pushing myself forward with new goals to set for myself, because if I don't, I know how my mind works. I've always known. Like I said, Asperger's, Tourette's, ADHD, OCD, they make things difficult to say the least. But in this instance, I have been sort of able to work with them, take advantage of them to make them work for me. That way, when I set a goal and I reach it, as long as I have other goals set for myself I haven't reached yet, I have something pushing me forward, so I don't just sit there wondering what to do next and probably never settling on anything. It's just how I am. It's been a year, and quite a year. I've done more than I ever thought I'd be able to. I still have, of course, other goals I've set for myself. Run Disney is still a run I want to do. I got Wharf to Wharf coming up. If there's any other runs I can find, I'll probably sign up for those too. Boxing is something I'm really getting way into. I think I could benefit from some one-on-one time, but like I said, I can't afford that right now. But someday. And and that brings me to another goal that I set for myself that I will be reaching soon, actually, sort of. One thing, I didn't do this when I first started going to the gym, but so powerlifting, bench press, deadlifts, squats, those three I did not do right away. I didn't start doing those till I switched into 49ers Fit, and even then, I think I started doing those around, I want to say November, last November, when I finally started doing those. I was always kind of afraid of them, kind of intimidated by them, because I was always afraid, oh, I'm gonna mess this up and hurt myself. But I watched some videos online. I worked on form, start with just the bar and the weights on it. Eventually, yeah, bench press, deadlifts, squats, those have all been added to different days of my 6-day work week. I'm basically doing each twice a week, different days, of course. I have them spread out over time. And once I start doing that, once I start getting better at it, doing PRs and stuff, which, God, I'm lifting and pressing more than I thought I'd ever be able to, I set the goal of one day signing up for a powerlifting meet, which I signed up for one yesterday. It's in October 28th. I got plenty more time to improve. Probably have to switch from cut to bulk at some point. That'll probably help a lot. But that's another goal I've set for myself. Another goal pushing me forward. Just doing it is the goal, though. I don't know that I'll place. Probably won't come in first, let's face it. But it'll give me a better idea of where I am and where I need to be, where I need to go. Just being there and attending and doing it is the goal for now. But I have set the goal of one day, yeah, placing and even coming in first. Probably won't be this time, but sometime down the line. I just got to keep working at it, pushing myself forward. And one more important thing about setting these goals for myself, going to the gym it's helped more than just my physical health. It's helped my mental health immensely. The disorders make things difficult for me, but this has sort of alleviated it. I'm not even sure I said that word right. I have problems with depression and anxiety too, like a lot. I still get the occasional panic attack, but it doesn't happen as often since I started working out more often. That is something that has always been an issue for me, but not quite as much of one since I started working out. It gets the endorphins flowing and keeps, let's just call it, the bad thoughts at bay. I still get the occasional bouts of depression, anxiety, sometimes panic attacks, sometimes, but working out has helped out a lot. It's not a cure. It's like my medications. It helps fight it a little, but doesn't make it completely go away. It just helps you manage it a bit better. And I needed it a lot, and it's helped a lot. I still have issues with some of the more intrusive thoughts coming in and almost stopping me from doing what I'm doing. One of the most intrusive thoughts I've had that almost stops me is, I should have been doing this a long time ago. Like, I never thought I'd be able to, was one of the problems. Like, I never thought this was something I'd actually be able to do. I never thought I'd be able to get healthier. I never thought I'd be able to build muscle or lose fat or anything like that. It was something that I never had any faith in myself, physically or mentally, to do anything like that until I set the goal for myself to actually do it, started doing it, and have been doing it for the past year. And I just keep thinking, like I said, I should have been doing this a long time ago, and it leads me to think it's too late. I started too late. Like, I should have been doing this a long time ago. Why did I wait so long? And now maybe I waited too long. And that's an intrusive thought that still comes up from time to time, very intrusive, drops me into a pit of depression, raises my anxiety, almost panic attack, but not quite. Although it does, well, okay, it does give me panic attacks sometimes, but I deal with it the best I can, and I cannot think like that. I cannot let that intrusive thought in too often. I can't let it win. I can't let it stop me. Because that is an intrusive thought that if I let it get to me, that may very well be it. And I don't want to do that. I can't think like it's too late for me, or, yeah, I probably am right. I should have started doing this a long time ago, but like I said, zero faith in myself. I have at least a little more in myself now. But I can't let myself think that I waited too long and it's too late, because if that thought gets into my head and it takes over, that's it. And I just don't want to think about what that might mean. I don't want to let it stop me. I want to keep going. I've run in a 12K. I'm signed up for a powerlifting meet. I'm in better shape than I've ever been. I'm healthier than I've been. But this is only the beginning. It's been a year, been actually probably the best year of my life, and I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to keep going to the gym, keep running, sign up for more runs, do Run Disney someday. Maybe step in the ring, get in a fight. I don't know. Well, that's probably the furthest thing off. I'm going to lift in a powerlifting meet. Probably won't win, but still going to do my best. I'm going to keep at it. I can't let myself stop. I have to keep going. I have to keep pushing myself, set new goals for myself, finish the ones I've already set, have more going once those goals are made. One of the reasons I've always thought I would never be able to do this was because my Tourette's, my Asperger's, they've always held me back, and I've always let them hold me back, and I can't do that anymore. I think it's time I show the world exactly what someone with Tourette's and Asperger's can do.